This video is not intended for children. Viewer discretion is advised.
If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.
Thank you.
Greetings, one and all, and welcome to the Weekend Review on Loki's Mornings of Mischief. I am joined by my co-host Dave Bob and two special guests this week, Speaker for the Dead and Arwyn Avalon. Good morning, everyone. How are you doing this morning?
Morning, y'all.
Doing good. Good morning.
Gobble, gobble, mother feathers.
Gobble, gobble. Gobble, gobble. Turkey Day is over, thank God. It's done. It's over. And we're going to talk about Ghostbusters this morning. We are going to have a spoilers discussion for Ghostbusters Afterlife this morning. So if you have not seen that movie and you're like, oh my God, but Loki, I don't want spoilers. Then yeah, vámonos. Vámonos.
You're in the wrong stream.
Yes, you are in the wrong stream. But first, let me say good morning to everybody. Good morning, Purple Valkyrie. Good morning, Keely Chow. Roll Tide, Keely Roll Tide. Snorta Poopus Cuber, my favorite polar bear. Good morning, Keely Chow. Just another red shirt. The Fixer One. The Doctor of Disaster and Destruction. A Dega Outlaw. Good morning, just another red shirt. Leia Rose. Fat Steven Seagal. I thought I felt a quake there for a minute. It must have been you. Welcome.
Welcome.
A disturbance in the force.
Yes. A disturbance in the ground. Welcome, Bad Steven Seagal. Ha ha, I know. Mark Dambley, yeah, here come the bad jokes. Thank you, Loki. Jester of Sin, Chris Berger, the Wrench of Wrenches. Good morning, everyone. I hope you guys had a killer turkey day and that you got to eat everything you want. I know that Fat Steven did. So,
Oh my God, Loki, my kitty's in the chat.
Oh, the kitty cat's in the chat.
Judge Smudge. That's my cat. Jesus Christ. They're everywhere.
They're everywhere. They're everywhere. Arwyn's tacos and the kitties are everywhere. And Psychodorf 9 joined the Warriors of Asgard. Thank you so very much, Psychodorf 9. You guys keep the fires burning bright in Valhalla. Thank you, brother, so very much for joining the Warriors of Asgard.
Is that how you're supposed to say his name? Are you sure?
Psychodorf 9, yeah.
No, I mean, you usually say
Psychodorf 9!
There we go. We knew something was missing.
I was like, something's missing.
Something is missing there.
It's morning, y'all.
It's morning. It definitely is morning, and it's the morning after Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
So
I was in a coma.
Mm-hmm.
Turkey coma.
Yeah. Wine coma, damn it. Mm.
Wine coma.
Mm-hmm.
Wine coma. Tryptophan coma.
Yep.
Tryptophan coma. So let's talk about Ghostbusters. I was pleasantly surprised. I enjoyed it. There was some really good surprises left and right. I was very happy what they did with Egon, with Egon's character, because I was really worried they were going to have some deep fake, Egon that talked, and I was like, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. And they didn't do that.
No, they handled it very well. It was really respectful to the character. It was true to the I agree. I totally agree.
They played that one just about right.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they did. It was heartwarming, but not cheesy. Not like, oh God, look at that face. I can't deal. No, it worked really well.
It did. And it wasn't too long into the first couple of minutes of the movie that you knew what was going. You kind of knew what was going on. You knew.
Oh, yeah. You knew that was Grandpa Egan.
Yeah, you knew that was Grandpa Egon. When that trap didn't work, I was like, oh crap.
Mm-hmm. Oops. Yep. I agree. That was. Yeah. It was good. Y'all, I cried. Did any of y'all cry?
I cried at the end of the
cried.
movie. I cried at the end of the movie.
I'm not crying. You crying.
Yeah, I cried, y'all. And it made the 2016, whatever the hell that was, all the more irrelevant.
Oh, yeah. 2016 Ghostbusters. It just.
No ghosts have been seen in 30 years. I love that line. I'm just
Yes.
like, that's
I know,
right. They haven't.
Shade.
No one's seen a ghost in 30 years. I know what you're talking about.
It was a thing of beauty.
Nothing happened in 2016.
Not a damn thing.
Not a damn thing.
Hit the reset button.
Hit the erase button, in my opinion. Erase. Bye. Go away.
And suddenly, I wasn't hearing, well, maybe he wasn't Ghostbuster material.
Or see Chris humiliate himself.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
I found the whole thing, just going through it, I just felt like they hit all the right notes. They used all the member berries and all that stuff in just the right way. And, brought up the nostalgia for the original while kind of doing something a little bit new. I sat there thinking, why could have been Star Wars. This is what they could have done, in the sequel trilogy with the original. I mean, this is how you do that. This is how you bring something new in, but still, keep honor and respect for what came before.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what kept going through my mind. I'm like, where was this treatment of the Star Wars cast? And it was kind of bittersweet, but I was just, I don't know, at the end, like, I took my whole family, cost over $100 to get stuff. What happens when you have too many children? But I mean, it was just fun. Like all my kids, clear down to my 5-year-old, loves Ghostbusters. Like they've all watched the movies 100 times and just they all love it. And they all just kept turning to me throughout the movie whenever you'd hear the old 80s music and stuff like that. And my daughter turned to me and goes, "Look, Dad, symmetrical book stacking," because when they walk into that old house, there's just the books stacked, and she's like, "No human being would stack books like that." I'm just like, I love my children.
Yes, absolutely no human being.
They're quoting the movie back to their dad. I was just like, "Oh, I did something right. I did something right."
Bad Steven Seagal with the $2 Canadian super chat says, "Help me! I'm watching Hawkeye. What the fuck is this?" that is your problem for watching a Marvel product.
Yeah.
You're watching a Marvel product. It's all on you. I'm not watching that shit.
And you know, I want to so badly.
Now, because he was one of my favorite characters in the
Yes.
Avengers.
I know,
Yes.
mine too,
I mean,
y'all.
I know he doesn't get a lot of the love, but I mean, I like Jeremy Renner for one. And,
You know, I got 2 or 3 phone calls before Avengers came out asking me, who the hell's the guy with the bow and arrow? I'm like, you don't know who the hell the guy is with the bow and arrow?
No.
well, it ain't Green Arrow.
It's not Green Arrow. It's Hawkeye. Who's the guy with the compound bow? It's Hawkeye.
He's on a new series now, and it's a pretty good series. I think it's on Paramount Plus. It's called The Mayor of Kingston.
Oh, I did not know that.
I've seen that advertised. Yeah, I've seen that advertised.
Purple Valkyrie says it really hit some great points for the fans without being fan service.
Mm-hmm.
I love the music in the movie. When you start hearing that piano, dun 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 dun. Yeah.
Like I said last week, they took a page from the Karate Kid. You know, they did it respectfully.
It's empty like my bag of chips. Detached, robotic. I imagine you've got multiple empty bags of chips sitting, and that's just from this morning.
Yeah. Back with the crumbs all down his chest. On his stomach, and this one. Oh, that one got
I'm almost gotten into a diabetic coma. Thanks, Steven.
Don't call it.
You just put the bag over your head and just
Oh my God.
Reminds me of that scene with Uncle Buck where he's sitting on the couch and he's been like eating the cereal out of the box and he gets the vacuum and he starts vacuuming himself off. He's sitting there.
Oh my God. I need some more damn coffee. Shit.
So what did you guys think about the kids? You got the older brother. I thought they made a mistake. I thought they made one little mistake, and the girl does too much. I brought this up the other day, and that was in the original book, Jurassic Park. All the little girl does is yell and scream and bitch that she's at this park. That's all she does. And the boy does everything else. The boy's the dinosaur lover. The boy knows computers and is the hacker. All the little girl does is bitch and moan and whine that she's at this park and scream once the dinosaurs start coming after her. That's the way I felt about the older brother. I thought he should have been the lock picker. She can be the engineer. She can be the smart kid. We can have her be the chosen one that Egon's trying to be like, okay, you're my chosen grandchild that's gonna take on my work, whatever. But give the boy the lock picking and make him a little degenerate. Make him like a little troublemaker. Yeah, let him be a criminal. That way when mom comes into jail, she's like, well, I expected here, but you know? And he's just like, oh, mom, like, yeah, you expected me to be here, but you know. Yeah. And it would have been something. I think they didn't give him really anything to do.
Yeah, he could have been a little girl. Yeah, he could have been a little. Yeah, he could have been a little car thief or something. That's the reason he could, get the old ambulance going
and pick a lock.
Yeah, yep. They had a real I mean, look, okay, he's in there, Finn Wolfram or Wolfhard or whatever the hell his name is, Stranger Things kid.
Yep.
He was in there for that kid draw. Let's face it. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, I gotta go see it because that Stranger Things kid's in there. Come
Vapors.
On, Mom, yeah,
Vapors.
Exactly. He was in there exactly. He was the Vapors, okay, of the movie. But they had a missed opportunity with him because one, I don't give two shits about that girlfriend. I mean, come on. She did nothing for me. To me, it was a distraction. They could have done so much more with him. Yeah, they could have made him a little criminal. They could have had him, bond more with Gruberson, kind of that father figure that he doesn't have in his life, which would have meant so much more when Gruberson got possessed. you know, Gruberson could have helped him with the car and all that. I don't know. They or at least giving him a best friend, something. Yep. But yeah, they had and that's probably one of my only real, I don't want to say gripes, but I'm like, look, y'all had this opportunity, and not that I'm clocking them for it too much, because I love this movie, y'all. I just did. But yeah, they could have taken his character farther and done more with it, fleshed it out more. That's it. They could have fleshed it out more. Here we go. Welcome to my
talk. I actually kind of thought they did okay with him. So that's funny to hear you guys talk about that with it. Because I mean, to me, he was that quintessential boy that, like I was when I was growing up. He saw the girl, and then that's all that mattered. You know, he's just like, I hate this place. This place. Oh, hello. You know, I mean, it's so. I mean, they could have done more with him. I agree, but it's at the same time, I just felt like, man, that's every teenage boy that's ever seen a cute girl. That's all they think about after that, you know, and stuff. So I mean, but yeah, no, I agree with some of what you're saying, but at the same time, there's some of that I was just like, yeah, that's pretty. That's exactly how I would have been at that age. So,
well, maybe if she had more personality than a damn plank of wood, it wouldn't have been as. But she just was boring to me. I didn't even remember her name. I had to look up her name. I was like, okay, who is this chick and why is she in here? I don't know. Maybe that's just me though. But
what did you guys think of Podcast?
I liked him.
I loved him.
Best little Asian kid since Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
I told you, Dr. Jones.
Since Short Round.
Short Round, yep. Got the clogs on his feet so he can drive the car.
Yeah.
Blocks of wood.
No time for love, Dr. Jones.
Oh my God, yes.
I loved at the end when he gets out of the car and he's covered in marshmallows like Ray was in the first Ghostbusters. And Ray comes over to him and is just like, hey, are you doing okay? You know, and then he finds out that he's his only subscriber to his podcast. I was just like, oh man.
You really hit your stride in episode 46.
Yeah. I was just like, that is funny that you know, that ends up being the, you know, that they kind of bring that back around and tie it all together. And,
yes,
but
it gave me feels.
MB Geek Let's Talk with a $5 super chat says, this is the most money I'm going to spend on Black Friday. Well, other than when PB goes live. You cannot pay me to go out on this day. No, if I buy anything, I'm ordering it online. I'm not going out. I'm not dealing with the people.
You don't have
I'm not dealing
through the computer.
I'm not dealing with the moms trying to knife me to death. It's not.
Oh, thank you, bitch.
Yeah, for my Xbox or some shit. That ain't happening.
Especially with supply supply issues.
God help me.
It's already major pickings as it is. So
Pat S says, I can't believe Zdenya wasn't available for the role of Egon's granddaughter. If it had been her, none of this would have happened, because as soon as the first ghost thing would have happened, she would have looked at it like a bitch, and Egon would have been like, nope, I ain't doing nothing else. I ain't helping you.
That's resting face.
You can all die.
Got resting bitch face. I'm not. I'm not.
Well, she kind of had that flavor, you know, that Zendaya-esque, which, God, I don't know why Hollywood's got such a never mind, I was gonna say something.
It's all cute for 5 minutes, and then it's boring.
They just
look, she's got an attitude. That's more than attitude. That's Zedenianess.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna call it from now on. Zedenianess. If you've got Zedenianess, get out of Hollywood.
Thank you.
We have a cream for that. You should rub it on every day. Take this medication. It'll get rid of your Zendaya-ness.
Well, I like that little girl and her character.
Yeah,
she was so awkward, so out of, you know, she just couldn't connect with people.
Yeah.
The jokes, oh God.
The dad jokes that she tells are fantastic.
I love it. And then she winks. She does that wink, that slow.
Is that a joke? Did you just make a physics joke? Well, yeah, that's what the wink was.
What the wink is for. It's like, We get you, baby. Yeah, she was good. She was good.
She was. She was. I liked her, and I liked podcast. I liked all the kids. You don't really get too much of the girlfriend.
Thank God.
But yeah. I thought it would have been interesting. I really thought it would have been interesting if somehow they were related to Winston. If you had him being Egon's grandson and her being Winston's granddaughter, I thought that would be interesting. I thought that would have been interesting. But then again, she says, oh, we've been stuck in this town for 3 generations.
Fourth generation.
Or whatever it is. So, and they would have had to do the, oh, whoa, he's the worthless granddad that never showed up or some shit. So, but I thought that would have been cool if at the end he'd have been like, Letitia, what the hell are you doing here, granddad? Oh shit. I thought that would have been cute if they'd have done something like that. But just having them show up at the end of the movie and be them, yes. that was great. Yeah. We're gonna get Arwyn to cry.
You are. I'm emotional this morning, damn it. I am. It's just the way it is. Yes. But yeah, y'all, I think I watched that ending like 3 times. I just rewound it and watched it. Rewound. Oh shit, I should have said that. Anyway, yeah, I saw it in the theater, y'all.
What?
Huh?
I've only seen it once.
I did.
Rewind in the that you must have had a really good projectionist. Hey, can you roll it back? All right, one more time, just for you, Arwyn.
Okay, can we do it again? Because I'm still crying. Roll it back, roll it back. Anyway, fast forwarding. Yes, I did. I cried. When they showed up, I cried.
I kind of got a little bit of the Goonies vibe, with the little Asian kids and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it was like part Goonies, part
especially when they went into the mountain. Especially when they went into the mountain.
That is, and Pat Ass brings up an interesting point. Did I miss why Ray didn't believe Egon? I completely agree with you.
Yep.
The way Ray tells it, they were almost bankrupt when Egon said, we've got to take all of our stuff and we got to go to this 1-horse town. And they were like, there's no way. And we can't, even if we did, we can't make it if we do that. And Egon said, screw it, took all the proton packs, took Ecto-1 and took off. And took all the isotope that they used to power the proton packs. And just left. Hauled ass to this know-nothing town. And didn't explain anything else.
Yeah, he could have explained that it was formed by the same guy that did all the architecture in New York and all that.
Yes. And I liked that idea.
Yeah, they tied it all back to Ivo Shandor.
Yep. And when I saw the temple, I knew before I ever saw the demon dog, the terror dogs, I knew when I saw that temple for the first time. I was like, holy shit, it's just like the one in New York. It's going to be just like the one in New York.
Yep.
I agree.
So, I thought that was really cool that they tied it to the very first movie. I was hoping that it would be something like that. I thought it was going to be the grid. I thought Egon had the grid buried out in the middle of BFE and was like keeping everything in check, trying to keep the grid from going and releasing all the ghosts they had ever captured. I think that's what's going to come later.
They captured a bunch of them right there at the end. When them traps went off, you saw ghosts coming in from everywhere.
Yes.
I loved it when Gruberson sees the dog for the first time. Hey, puppy. I'm like, yeah, just wait, honey. Hey, puppy.
Oh yeah. The Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
I want to hear
anybody little baby ones in the store.
Anybody diss them? They're so
Beat
cute.
him on the finger.
They're so cute though, y'all. They're cute. I squeed. I went, oh my God, sweet. Look at them. And whenever they get blended, they're still smiling.
Yeah.
And that perpetual smile on their faces.
Yeah, when they're roasting each other and making s'mores out of each other.
When they roadkill the one with the vacuum and they just leave this.
The Roomba.
Yeah,
the Roomba.
There's the one on the floor. They're all like, laughing.
They're so happy. I mean, look at them. Look at it, y'all. I want a little keychain. I'd love to have that as a little keychain.
I got one of those on top of my drink when I went. I got a topper, what is called a drink topper. I got a couple of those for Rogue One. But I got the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man and I got Slimer.
Oh, see, yeah, I did too because I saw it in the theater, so I got one too. What am I complaining about? But they are.
I like the way that they said it in a rural setting. You know what I mean? I mean that spoke to me because that's how I grew up. And I mean, I kept looking as they were driving around. And I'm like, that looks like Montana. You know, most of the Western states look like that, and so. You know, it made me feel like, and it kind of added to the creepiness of it. I don't know why, but especially with the mountain and everything. I really liked how they did that, you know, where the others all been set in the big cities and stuff. This was a real shift for the kind of the tone of the film. And I just thought it really worked well, but until he went plowing out through the wheat field in the car, and then as a farmer, I'm like, "Hey, man, you get your butt kicked for that."
You're mowing down cash, is what you're mowing down.
Yes, dead.
And
I kept waiting for him to run into a hole.
It was a nice juxtaposition to the first movie being in, you know, the big city.
Yep.
And then here we have the sleepy little town. Because, you know, they're ghosts. They don't care where they go. They're going to go wherever they want. It doesn't have to be a big city.
I love the way everybody always, so you're related to old Dirt Farmer.
The Dirt Farmer.
See, I thought that the way the mother
farmer.
I thought the way the mom was going to act, because I'd heard a little bit about it, was like oh, I hate my dad and stuff. But I like how they brought that around in the end. Is like he wasn't a deadbeat dad. He was a good father. He sacrificed himself for his family, and you know, I liked that. The fact that he watched over you your whole life. He just did it from a distance because he had to. You know,
him disappearing. You know, they touch on that somewhat. Him disappearing, him just leaving, and she brings that up. He screwed over his partners. They had talked about, Ray talked about the fact that ghosts it was like it went down to one a week. It was like, you know, they were working around the clock, and then it was like maybe one a week if they were lucky.
Yep.
And then he finds out about this and hauls ass out to the middle of nowhere. And that's where he stayed. And he was constantly keeping that in check.
Yeah.
Because there was no other option. These things were built to bring about the end of the world. That was the whole point in these temples, was to bring about the end of the world. And hell, there could be more. There could be another one. You don't know. Because they say in the original movie that they built these things. So you have no idea how many of these damn things are out there.
Yeah.
He built that was supposed to be like the prototype for the one in New York, but he could have taken that metal and gone anywhere and done it.
Yeah, they also hinted to the fact that 35 years, 34 years, whatever, you know, they had an incident, you know, and they were going through all the different things like the volcano at Krakatoa and this and that, you know, all the way up through where they were at the time.
Well, and the dates didn't stop with the current year. That's what I found interesting. It kept going, but they don't really, they just kind of show that the numbers are continuing on. They don't show how far.
Yeah.
So I mean,
they don't show the actual year. They just show it going like 8, 9, 10, 11.
Yeah.
Right.
So what did you guys think of the end? If you stayed through all the credits?
Before that, Purple Valkyrie says, wish they'd use Gozer more. She seems underpowered. I loved. Are you a god, Ray?
Right. We talked about this.
Right this time.
We talked about this, Ray. Yes.
Yeah, we're all gods. We're all gods.
We're all gods.
How he reacts to her.
I did
really
like
funny.
the way he,
Yes.
you know, when Ray showed up, he was in character, and he did the same thing he did back in New York.
Yeah.
We, you know, state of this, blah 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 blah. Tell you to cease and desist.
Game and wildlife.
Oh my God. Yeah. Just classic. Like, yes, get it. Hell yeah.
Oh man. You could tell they CG'd Gozer's face too. I was not that impressed with that. I was like, okay, that's a little.
Yeah,
But that's me nitpicking.
You couldn't go and find somebody that looked more like the character from the 80s.
Yeah.
The original flat top.
Yeah.
And somebody mentioned it made no sense for the Stay Puft Marshmallow Men to be there or to be doing anything because they blew up the original Traveler. But that was the last Traveler.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to present itself in its form before it takes a new one. The Traveler has come.
Yeah.
So the Traveler is supposed to end the world. So a whole bunch of little tiny marshmallow men running around causing chaos in a Walmart isn't exactly the end of the world, but I mean,
it's kind of a sign that it was her because it doesn't have a sex. It was coming back to me because you know it had taken that form before, so you know it would kind of use that to its advantage.
And they were so damn cute. I just didn't care, y'all.
Yeah.
I'm serious. I love those little things so much.
When that one skewers the other two and it's like, I'm gonna set you on fire. Yay. It's just, oh my God.
I'm so happy about it.
I like the one that gets stabbed through with the drink umbrella. And it's like, oh my God, a nose. And then all of a sudden it closes on top of his head. And he's
smiling the whole time.
I like the one that had the chocolate on top of him, you know.
Yeah.
Roasting himself, making a s'more.
Smiling, all happy. Yeah.
It just popped in there. Yeah.
What
There's the
just
Funko
popped
Pop
in there?
of one of those with the chocolate with the. Oh wait, are they in the? God, we saw it on Wednesday. Purple pulled it up. And I can't remember if it's in the little hot chocolate thing or if it's got chocolate on its head, but I didn't care. I want it. I said, oh my God, it's going on my Christmas list. It's so cute. They are the baby Grogu's of this movie.
Yeah.
I see them.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of plushies of the.
Yeah.
Oh, they had them. They had them at the theater. They had the plushies. Okay, so they had the Stay Puft Marshmallow plushie, they had Slimer plushie, and they had the new blue one that spits the metal like a machine gun. Muncher. So they had Muncher, Slimer, and the Stay Puft Marshmallow guy.
I was disappointed we didn't get to see Slimer.
Yeah.
Ray has gone bye-bye, Egon. What have you got left?
There are so many great one-liners from that movie. Oh my gosh.
Just popped in there. Oh God. What did you
popped in there?
What did you do, Ray?
He's so wholesome. He couldn't hurt anybody.
I couldn't help it. From when I was a kid, we roast marshmallows out on Topeka Bay or whatever the hell he says. Capiconda. God. I had an original Stay Puft, says Subhuman 84.
Yeah.
It was a hot chocolate cup and a s'more.
That's it. That's it. I want it. Y'all, will be mine.
So Olivia Wilde. That was Olivia Wilde?
Yeah.
Really?
That played Gozer? I got to go look that up because
Well,
she looked different enough in that.
Wasn't she
Johnny Weaver was supposed to have been on there too, but I don't remember seeing her.
Who was? Oh, Sigourney Weaver?
Yeah.
Abba Sarala was her voice. Oh, really? Really? From The Expanse?
Yeah.
I
can see that.
Nobody steps on a church in
my town. Yes.
Oh, this is the part I love when everybody starts quoting the movie. It's just fantastic. Best thing about a great movie is how it brings people together. That it just like my daughter, as soon as this movie got over, just turned to me and goes, "Dad, when this comes out, we're buying it." I'm like,
"Oh yeah."
I'm like, "We'll probably have it before it comes out."
Oh,
I'm not saying anything, but I'm just saying that might happen. I don't know, but
there is a deal already where Vudu will send you the movie through Walmart, I believe. They'll send you you can get the 4K. It's $40. The deal is $40. You get Ghostbusters, Ghostbusters 2 on digital on Vudu immediately in UHD, ultra high definition. You get Ghostbusters Afterlife when it comes out on digital, and then they mail you the 4K when it comes out.
That's actually a really good deal.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I'll have to go look into that because, yeah.
DJ Ronnie G with $5 Sheep Shot. I knew that this movie was going to be good from the moment I saw the teaser with the Egon girl in it. I hoped, I had high hopes when I saw Ecto 1. When I saw the Ecto 1 and it was going through the cornfield. Wah, wah, wah. Yes. I had a high hope, and I kept telling myself I was not going to hope for too much because of the way things are today. I went into the movie going, I expect this to be bad. I hope it is good, but I expect it to be bad. And I was very surprised that it was good, that it was watchable, that it's something I will watch again.
Yeah.
That is the thing for me. There's nothing out there that I've seen lately besides Dune that I'll watch more than once. There's just not. Whether it's TV, whether it's movies, it has all felt like disposable entertainment.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Daryl the Derelict. It is true, Your Honor. This man has no dick.
Or you can believe Mr. Pecker here. My name is Peck.
Yeah.
Let me ask y'all a question, because since I've had a little weird activity happen in my house, I was just like, there's no way, no. Okay, they move into the freaking Spiderwick Chronicles practically, and the chessboard, when Phoebe is doing the chessboard and then she comes over and she sees there's been a move, she's made a move, and there's somebody has made a move, and then she does her move, and then the freaking chess piece lifts in the air and actually moves in front of her. Okay, little scientific mind here. She just takes it all in stride. And I'm like, no.
Scientist.
But
someone who doesn't believe in ghosts really takes that in stride.
That's what I'm saying. She's just kind of like, and she moves another piece, and I'm like, I'd be like, Mama, oh my God, my chessboard is playing chess with me. She's just so calm about it. I don't know. Y'all cool with that? I just don't know how quite to ask it.
Oh, Dean Krantz. He's a sailor. He's in New York. We just need to get him.
You're drunk and laden. Yes. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Talking disaster of biblical proportions. Dogs sleeping with cats.
Mass hysteria. But you, Vinny.
Yeah, I agree with Purple. I wished you see JK
yes.
for a couple of seconds, and then he's got. Which I was just like, well, I guess you got what you deserve. He just rips him in half. I'm like, oh well, that didn't work out the way you thought it was going to, huh?
No, not at all.
I've been waiting for you so that we can rule to.
Yeah.
But at least okay. Sometimes these these villains or whatever the hell you want to call them, they get these long monologues. It's kind of refreshing to see one just cut off in mid sentence. It's like, nope, you're not going there. Shut up, bye.
I loved it when that the little Asian kid was sitting there podcasting. That thing turned its head. He's alive. He's alive.
He's alive.
That's a dead butt. Boy, he looks great.
Yeah.
That's what I thought was funny. He's like this Cinderella kind of thing going on. Or Sleeping Beauty or whatever, but I don't know. That made me laugh.
So let's talk about the end of the movie, and then we will get to the after credit scene. I thought it was magic.
Yeah.
To see, guys, if you don't know, they're fighting Gozer, the Gozerian, and they're having some trouble fighting her, and they're going back and forth. But then Ray, Winston, and Bankman get her in the cross beams. They cross the streams, and the little granddaughter is trying to help them when the ghost of Egon comes up behind her and helps her hold on to the proton wand. And all four of them are in line, all next to each other, just like they were in New York. All four of them are firing on her, and they're able to do it. But when he steps up, when Egon, the ghost of Egon, steps up, and they are all side by side, I'm almost getting emotional now just talking about it. It is the best part of the movie.
When you see his hand come in and strengthen hers on the
proton.
I mean, that you're just like, oh.
All the guys, the way they just stealing glances over towards him, while they're doing their fight. Every one of those guys, looking over and seeing who it is. You could tell it was, they loved it.
That's what I cried. I won't lie.
Yeah.
Yes, Purple. That's what I was thinking through the whole movie. I just was like, why couldn't we have got something like this with Star Wars?
Yes, absolutely. This is what all the Star Wars fans deserved.
Yeah. And
it is because of Jason Reitman. It is because of Dan Aykroyd. No matter what you think of his politics or whether he's a dick or not, this was Dan Aykroyd and this was Jason Reitman. And wanting to do something that honored the original movie and give the fans exactly what they wanted.
See, when I hear people say, "Oh, it was a love letter to the fans," and it's normally crap, and you're like, "Y'all even know what the hell a love letter to the fans is?" This is a love letter. This is truly a love letter because it touched everything. It got there are some things they could have done, blah blah blah, but overall, and like you said, that scene. It was pumpkin pie. I swear to God. Y'all know I love my pumpkin pie, but it was, and then some. It was so good. It really was.
The look Egon gives Ray when he's like, "I'm sorry I didn't listen to you." Because Ray's like, "I'm sorry I didn't listen to you." He's just like, "Yeah, whatever." He just kind of shrugs his shoulders and is like, okay. I'm dead. It doesn't really matter. I'm a ghost. What does it really matter? But the scene with his daughter. There's been a lot of father hate. I'm going to say this. There has been a lot of father hate over the last 5-6 years in Hollywood. Hate the dads. The dads are horrible. Dads are horrible. Dads don't do anything right. Dads don't care about their daughters. And it's this sick, twisted fantasy these women have in Hollywood that no daddy is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amen.
And, the hug they give each other, and when that happens, I'll tell you, he's able to find peace, and he's able to go wherever he is going, on to the next world, because he found peace, because him and his daughter had a moment, and he is able to go.
When they hug, it was just like every dad who's ever had a little girl could be like, yep, that's a piece of heaven right there when your little girl comes up and gives you a hug like that. So
I'll get emotional.
I have 5 daughters, so that part particularly got me. So
Little girls love their fathers, that's for
Mhm.
sure.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And who wouldn't want that? You know, who wouldn't want that? You lose your dad, you want to, whether it's a good relationship or a bad relationship, just to see them one last time
Mhm.
and to give. Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway,
I wanted to know who the mom was. Was anybody else in that? I'm like, okay, who did Ray or who did Egon? I mean,
Yeah.
who was the mom in that scenario?
It wasn't Janine
Nuh-uh.
because no. So and there's a scene from the original Ghostbusters where she gives him that pen, right? That was cut. That is not in that movie.
Yeah.
That was cut. And the reason why they cut it, Harold Ramis, oh my God.
Ramis?
Not Ramis. Thank you. I don't know why I said Ramis. Harold Ramis, he said we felt like that love story with him and Janine was not needed. He said, we cut my part of that out because it just seemed like it didn't need to be there. You had that little connection between Bankman and oh my God, I can't think of her name. Sigourney Weaver's character. You had that already going, so it was like you didn't need another little love story in there. So we decided to cut it out.
No
Dana.
Dana.
Yeah,
Only
Dana. Thank
Sue.
you.
There
is no
Dana,
Dana.
only Sue.
Yes.
What a lovely singing voice.
Yeah, too much Sam Raimi on the brain. Thank you. Oh. But they cut that out. They cut that out because it didn't fit perfectly. They had a great movie without it.
yeah.
And you're right. Who the hell did Egon bang?
Mhm.
If it would have been anybody, it would have been Janine. And there's nobody there in the second movie. So who the hell did he bang?
Yeah.
Well, you're looking also at a period of time that we don't know how
Yeah.
long it was between when the end of the first or the second movie and when he left. There's a period of time they never do say exactly how long it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was one of the questions. And honestly, the only thing that this movie was missing for me was Lewis.
Yes.
I really wanted to see Lewis, even if it was just a 2-second cameo of him. It just, but I mean, he's retired from acting. But I mean, it would have been awesome to see Rick Moranis.
A little end credits or something.
That's
I mean,
right.
having him in the
pop back in
movie
for a
might have
second.
been a little bit too much. Like, oh, okay, what, we're gonna stuff everyone back in there? But end credit scene at least.
Yeah.
Something.
It'd be interesting, since if they are going to go back to New York and they're going to do the next movie in New York, I would be very interested to see if they can't get him to come back and do something. That originally wasn't going to be Rick Moranis.
It was supposed to be John Candy. Wasn't
It was John Candy, and he wanted to do this insane thing with Great Danes. He wanted to be this German, the Heil Great Danes, and you come to me, Great Danes, 2 big dogs. I am a German with two big German shepherds. Yes,
he just didn't get the character.
Wow.
Yeah,
Giving it a whole new feel.
Yeah, and it came down to money. He demanded it be like this. I want to be German. With 2 Great Danes. 2 giant Great Danes, or German shepherds, yes. And he rubbed their belly. And it's like, wow, you're way, way off on this different plane of existence than the way Rick Moranis did it. That would have been crazy. But it came down to money. His agent was like, we want this giant amount, and they were like, no. And to hear Harold talk about it, he goes, it came down to money. They wanted this big thing, and he wouldn't budge, and we said, no, we'll give it to somebody else. And they did. The fact that John Belushi is Slimer, I found that out the other day. I was like, oh my God, he is Zit.
Mm-hmm.
They got John Belushi in there as Slimer. He is Slimer. Oh my God, that's insane.
I'm glad they went with Rick Moranis. I love John Candy, don't get me wrong, but I'm sorry, rubbing Great Dane bellies? No.
Yes, they did. They cut all of Winston's backstory in the original. He was supposed to have just gotten out of the military and was falling on hard times and looking for work, and happened upon this. And yeah, it was going to take care of him. Really good money.
It makes you wonder, okay, movies.
Did anybody catch the 2-second shot of the Twinkie? in the, I think it was in the jockey box.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just like, and somebody said it earlier in the chat. I can't remember who it was, but like, tell them about the Twinkie. When they're down in the thing, and imagine this Twinkie, but it's the, he goes through that whole thing, and I don't know. It just, there was just little, attention to detail. Callbacks to the original. That was just like, if you weren't really paying attention, you kind of missed it. But if you're a super fan of Ghostbusters, you just kind of caught it all the way through the whole film. And it just, I don't know. Mm-hmm. And my son kept turning to me at the end. He turned to me and goes, I had goosebumps almost the whole way through the whole movie. And I'm just like, I know, right? But yeah, it was definitely a great time to go and do that with my family. And we all walked out just talking and quoting the movie. And it's been a long time since that's happened for me. And
yes.
It made you
for them, good. For Jason Reitman to give us that, I'm like, thank you. I just want to thank him for being willing to make something awesome like this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Honestly, this is the first movie I've been to in over almost 2 years.
Yeah.
The last one I saw was Dune, but those are the only 2 movies I've seen in like a year and a half in the theater. Everything else has been, excuse me.
Right.
Yeah.
But it did. It made you feel good. It made you feel like, I want to explore that world again. I want to go there again. Let's revive this. Let's enjoy this. And you're right, with all of the back guano that Hollywood's been throwing out lately, to have this and the speaker, like you said, y'all walked out talking about it, enjoying it, bonding as a family over it. My God, bonding as a family over a Hollywood movie now? When does that happen?
It doesn't. It doesn't. It really doesn't.
That's why it was so kind of, startling to me. Yeah. What was happening as we were walking out. I'm just like, I have not felt this in a very long time. And I missed it.
And that's true. Eddie Murphy almost was Winston. Eddie Murphy was offered. That. Yeah, oh yeah, because they were all at Saturday Night Live together.
Yep.
So they were all working. True. So they all immediately were like, well, how about this person? How about this person? Call this person up and see if they can do it. And the John Candy thing, and the John Candy thing, and then Eddie Murphy, and it was they all ran in those circles and kept it pretty much to people. Oh, who can we get that's funny? Oh, we we got a whole lot of people we know that are funny.
Mm.
Okay, who brought the dog? Oh man!
Oh, I just lost his name. Who's the guy that plays Gruberman?
Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd.
God, yeah, totally
I loved him. I love Paul Rudd in general.
Yes,
he's just funny, and he just has that ability to blend into any film and make it better for him being there. Mm-hmm. But in this one, I really liked him. I just thought he was the perfect choice to put in this, to end up being the Keymaster. I did not see that. I was just like, oh, okay. I didn't know that was going to happen. But
I love the way, at the very first time when, he met Egan's daughter, when they were going to the school, I'm the teacher. Yeah. He says, summer school? Yeah.
Yeah.
All I got to do is sit around and they watch movies.
Start showing them horrible horror movies from the 80s. I thought that was awesome. Yeah, Cujo and then Chucky. And,
Chucky.
The teacher we all wish we had in the summer, you know. But
yeah.
I mean,
and that initial scene between him and Phoebe is so good because it's not forced.
Yeah.
It just everything. It just kind of their discussion just works. And normally I don't like movies with kids in it. I know that sounds terrible, but I don't like it when they're put in there for cute factor. It just drives me nuts. I'm like, I get it. They're kids. They're going to be cute. Get them out of my face. But this movie just ticked all the boxes. The way the kids came together, the way the kids and the adults interacted. You know, nowadays the adults don't know shit. The kids are all brilliant.
Yeah,
you know, they're always rolling their eyes and the adults are always saying something stupid. Drives me crazy. But this worked. You know, they actually had intelligent but realistic conversations. And I appreciated that. I thought that was handled really well. And
do y'all think that Ghostbusters Afterlife is better than Ghostbusters 2?
I do.
I don't know about better, but
I
enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's on par. It's on par with it.
Yeah. I would watch Ghostbusters Afterlife again and again and again and again. I would have to watch Ghostbusters 2 kind of when that mood hit. But
yeah, I haven't
watched it and watch it again.
I haven't watched Ghostbusters 2 in probably a decade. I watch Ghostbusters every year though. The original Ghostbusters I watch every year.
Exactly.
So I can't remember the last time I watched any part of 2 was they had like something on back to back, like, oh, here's Ghostbusters and here's Ghostbusters 2. And I only caught the beginning of Ghostbusters 2 with the baby carriage thing. And then it was like, no, we're changing it. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I enjoy Ghostbusters 2. You know, don't get me wrong. I enjoy it. It's just for some reason, it's not, you know, the first one and Afterlife are going to be my go-tos every year. And then I'll probably watch Ghostbusters 2 somewhere in there. But yeah, I loved it.
I don't know. I enjoyed it too. I liked it. I thought it was.
Yeah, I agree with Mark.
I don't have hate.
Yeah,
I don't have hate for it.
It's
It's just.
No one's hating on it.
I don't think about it. I never think about watching it. I'll think about watching the first one. I just don't ever think, and I probably should. I really love the scene when they're in the courtroom and it's the judge and there's the two guys that get fried in the electric chair. I thought that was funny as hell when I was a kid. I laughed my ass off at that. Mm-hmm. So I probably should watch it again. The Beagle of the Carpathian, the Scourge of Moldavia, whatever.
I feel some of the comments are so scalding. I may have to go watch it today. I'm so convicted. Calm down, y'all. I'll go watch Ghostbusters 2 and I'll love it.
Yeah, I've never understood why people didn't like the second. I mean, it's not as good as the first one.
No,
but it's still a good Ghostbuster. You know, it's still a good movie.
Yes,
I mean, especially when you compare it to anything being made right now for the most part. But I agree with Mark. He said something up here a minute ago. Oh, Peter McNichol's character.
Yeah.
The kind of femmy. I love that guy. He was so I like him as an actor anyway. I remember him from Dragon Slayer.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the first thing I saw him in.
Yes. And part of Lars comes from him. If anybody out there knows who Lars is. He's kind of inspired by oh Dana, come over to my place and we'll play hide the button.
You have a thing in your hair.
You can hide it anywhere you want on me or in me.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Part of Lars is inspired from Yes.
I can't with Lars right now. I'm still recovering from Mary's charity stream.
Okay. So we talked about the end of this movie. Let's talk about the after credit scenes really quick. You've got the one with Dana, which I thought was absolutely hilarious.
Oh yeah. The chemistry between those two.
Yes.
Even now, all this time, is just amazing.
It's off the charts.
Because he's batting his eyelashes at her. He's oh my god, I can't think of the name of it. Machismo, the machismo still, yes. You know, he's like rubbing the nipples, yes. And she's just smiling at him like, you little devil. I'm gonna eat you alive, you little devil. And you're like, yes. I love it. What's in the bag, Lars? He doesn't know. He never knows. Spen's bag. Oh my God. Spen's bag. And then you've got the scene with Winston. And okay, so if you go back and you listen to what I thought this movie was going to be before it ever came out in some of the previous live streams, you will have heard me say, I think that it's the grid. And that's what I thought. I thought Egon had the grid. He'd moved the grid from New York to this one-horse town, and that the grid was becoming unstable and letting all the ghosts out. And that's what was going to happen. I was wrong, obviously.
Well, I mean, it makes sense, and from what you saw in the the previews or whatever, that kind of looked like what was happening.
Yeah, I thought he buried it in that mine, and you see the green ecto stuff coming up out of the mine, and I thought that's what it was going to be. At the end of the movie, Winston pulls the ecto-1 back into the firehouse in New York.
What did you do to my baby?
Yeah. And the camera starts to pan down, and I knew it. I was like, the grid's going to go. The grid is failing, and that red light, and you can almost hear it. In the first movie. And I'm like, yeah, I was right, bitches. I'm still right.
See, that's what I thought, Purple, because they mentioned that the old firehouse is a Starbucks.
Yeah.
But then they go back to it and it's not. So I wonder if that was more of like a tongue-in-cheek kind of, like,
it's a Starbucks now.
It's been bought up, it must be a Starbucks now. But yeah, I had the same question, but I'm like, I guess that's not a big deal. It's one of those things you're just like, I'll just let that one go. I'm not gonna think too hard on it, but
yeah.
So overall, there are some problems with this movie. There are. I don't think that the guys would have ever been like, we don't believe you, Egon. Ever. Egon was knowledge. Egon was science. Egon was like, this is the way it is. Him and Ray pretty much invented all the technology they used to capture ghosts. It was him and Ray. Bankman couldn't do shit, and Winston came along after that. Yeah. But Ray and Egon invented all of the stuff. They were the knowledge. They were the brains.
Bankman was the salesman.
Yeah, Bankman was the damn salesman.
Yes.
For Ray not to believe Egon, I don't believe that would ever have happened. I don't. And it's the only big thing. The only big problem I have with this movie. There are some little problems. There's some nitpicking I could do, but overall, it's Ray not believing Egon. If Egon came to Ray and said, this is the way it is, and the temple's here, and it was found in this mine, he would have believed him. There's no way he would have said bullshit. Yeah, if they would have explained it like, well, we can't go there. We have no money. We're broke. We can't leave New York. There's no way we'll ever get there. Whatever. If they would have done something like that, I don't know. I might have been more forgiving, but them being like, well, we just didn't believe him. Bullshit.
Yeah, I agree. I agree
with that. And they didn't know where he was at. I mean,
Yeah.
I agree. They could have come up with something a little more tangible, but just to say, no, we don't. I'm like, after everything that they've been through and everything that they did together, like you said, for him just to say, oh, dude, I don't believe you. No, I didn't buy that. I mean, they had to get him separated somehow, but I think they could have put a little more thought into that.
Yes, absolutely. Chris Persia says, although it doesn't make sense for Egon and Ray to not have understood each other, but they had to work within the confines of having lost Harold Ramey before this began. Yes.
Yeah.
I just wish they'd found a better reason. That's all. They could write it. They could write it however they want to, but they had to make them estranged somehow. They had to make it to where Egon left and took all the shit with him and pissed them all off. Mm-hmm. So I get it. I just wish they'd have found a better reason, something more believable than, well, we didn't believe him.
Yeah.
We thought he was crazy. Egon was the brain. Egon was not one to just be like, oh, well, this is going to happen. I have no explanation, but it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But at the same time, even in the original film, Venkman makes fun of Egon a lot because he's like, yes. Hey, you remember that time you tried to drill a hole? That would have worked if you hadn't stopped me. I mean, so it's, at the same time, Egon's done some weird shit.
It's true.
I mean, I could see how. I don't know, and yeah, that is stretching that to breaking point. But yeah, I get where you're coming from on that.
I hadn't thought about that. I forgot about the drill the hole in his head shit. I totally forgot about that. You're
and when
right.
he gives him the candy bar, no, you've earned it. There's just some stuff that happened in the original Ghostbusters where you're like, okay, he's a little bit of an odd duck, and stuff. So, but I mean, you never get that vibe between him and Ray, though. It's really between
Ray is the one. Ray is the one.
Spores, molds, and fungus.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You never get that with Ray. Him and Ray. Guys, we're at the end of our show here. Do you guys have anything coming up? Anything you would like to promote? Anything you would like to shout out? We'll start with Dave Bob and go around to Arwyn and then Speaker for the Dead. Dave Bob, you got anything for us?
Not a thing.
All right. I keep telling him, do your channel. People love you. They love your voice. But he won't listen to me. Arwyn Avalon.
Yes. Let's see. Tomorrow's a pretty heavy stream day. I've got Eris's show and then Daryl's show and then T-shirt historian show, kind of all in a row. So,
bada bing bang boom.
Yeah. And then that's all I can think of right now. So we'll start there. And y'all come out and say hey to me.
Brian.
No, just I mean, I'm still putting out videos very sporadically, just because that's the way my life works. Right now, I've been doing a series on Farming Simulator for
I saw that
who've ever played that game and stuff. It's fun, even if you've never been a farmer. I grew up on a farm, so I really affiliate with that kind of a thing. But it's just, I don't know, it's a fun, slow paced, just, I don't know. So I've been doing a little bit of that mainly because of Just Another Nerd. He had been doing it for a while, and I thought, you know what, I'd play that game. That'd be fun. So just stuff like that, just random things that pop into my head, and I make videos on them. So yeah.
Nice. Guys, if you are not subscribed to Speaker for the Dead, check out his channel. Mods, if you could throw a link in chat for Brian. I see Chris just got one in for Arwyn. Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much, Chris, for throwing in one for Arwyn. If you could throw one in, one of y'all could throw one in for Speaker there. And there it is. Guys, check out Speaker for the Dead's channel. If you like his content, please subscribe and ring that bell. Just totally awesome channel. I love watching Speaker's videos, especially when he talks about anime and movies. But you have a good perspective on things. I like it. And Arwyn needs more sausages.
I knew the sausages were going to come up.
They always do, Dave Bob. They follow me everywhere.
Her sausages are global.
Yeah, they really are now.
I'm sensing a double entendre I'm not aware of here. But
oh my God, you've missed a lot.
Oh, we're talking about her dating life, Speaker.
Oh, okay. All right, I'm with you. Okay.
Uh-huh. You see that meme where all those hot dogs are flying in that girl's faces. And yeah. All of her sausages are global. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for hanging out. Thank you all for such a wonderful week. You guys have been absolutely excellent. It was so awesome to get to spend Thanksgiving with you guys. Mexican and Iron Man. Oh my God. Mexican Iron Man and I will be back. I got tongue tied. We will be back later tonight at 10 p.m. Be there at B Squared. Thank you so very much, everyone, for being a part of Mornings of Mischief this week. Thank you so very much for all your contributions this week. We are going to be killing it next year as we go into 2022. We are going to give Mary's Game Room a huge boost to her charity. We are matching her $2,500 on Christmas Day. And we are doing a giveaway. If you have not donated to Mary Game Room's charity for kids, for kids with cancer, it is the Extra Life campaign. If you haven't donated, get a donation in. Even if it's $1, you will be entered to win a huge prize package from Valhalla on Christmas Day. We're going to give away a whole bunch of prizes, and then we're going to take everything we gave away, and we're going to give a prize package including everything to one lucky person. All for Mary's charity, all on Christmas Day, and we will be matching your $2,500. So come hang out with us. Yes, for the children, for the kids, Loki, for the kids. Come and check us out on Christmas Day. Thank you guys so very much. Be excellent to each other. Always speak friend to enter, and we will see you all later tonight. Take it easy, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.
Oh, and by the way, Mark will be shaving his whole body. Thank you. Good night.